son las elecciones primarias para el Distrito Congresional número 7 en Arizona, un puesto que quedó vacante tras la muerte y el fallecimiento de Raúl Grijalva, quien fue un congresista por décadas en esta sección, representada por 6 condados de Arizona, pero principalmente por el sur de este estado. Una de las contendientes más importantes en las primarias demócratas es una jovencita de 25 años y ahora vamos a cambiar a inglés para platicar con ella. Estamos en su casa, nos abrió la puerta de su casa para platicar en el día de las elecciones cómo se siente. Les presento a Deja Foxx.
Hola a todos. Thank you for coming to my home, spending some time with me.
Thank you so much for having us. Let's start. How are you feeling today? It's a big day for you.
It's a big day, but I am really proud of where we're at. We were never supposed to get this far. We've raised $1 million, 99% small dollar donors. We have surged 25% in the polls, closed this race to a single digit within the margin of error. We are now just, a few percent behind who everyone thought would be the obvious choice. And we've given people a really competitive race.
You're only 25. How did you get involved with politics?
Yeah, I'm young, but I'm not new to this. I got my start a decade ago when I was 15. My mom struggled with addiction, and because of it, I was homeless. I lived with a boyfriend and his family, 2 incredible Mexican immigrants who took me in, even though they didn't have a whole lot extra. The dad was a landscaper and the mom cleaned houses. And while living with my boyfriend and his family, I was taught a sex ed curriculum in school, last updated in the 80s. It was taught by the baseball coach, and I started showing up to school board meetings and demanding that they update this curriculum. That was 10 years ago, and I've only scaled up my advocacy work, fighting for reproductive rights from Proposition 139 to enshrine abortion protections in our state constitution, to organizing and standing up against Donald Trump and Republicans when they tried to defund Planned Parenthood centers here in Arizona.
I know that the district is huge. And you're a new voice and people are listening to you.
Yeah.
What's your message for them? What the things that make you excited about being in Congress?
You're right. This is a massive district. Parts of Phoenix, Tucson, where I was hundreds of miles of the U.S.-Mexico border. And I put more than 1,200 miles in my car in 1 week, driving from places like Douglas to Yuma, San Luis, Nogales, talking with folks. And this is our message. Your family deserves more than to just get by. You deserve a shot at getting ahead. And it's personal for me. When I talk about protecting social services, things like Medicaid or SNAP benefits, food stamps, those are the things I grew up on that made it possible for me to be the first in my family to go to college. When I talk about building housing we can actually afford, it's personal to me because I've experienced homelessness. I know what it's like to go without. And as we look to the future, I think we need representatives who have lived the policies they're debating in DC.
What do you say to those that think that you have great ideas but you're lacking experience?
I have a different kind of experience. And as it stands, the job of Congress member has changed. It's not the same as it was 10 years ago or even 20 years ago. We are watching in real time as Donald Trump puts his political opponents, people like Senator Padilla, in handcuffs for asking questions. We're watching as masked ICE agents enter our communities in unmarked vehicles and kidnap our neighbors. These are not normal times. And the experience required is not that of a career politician, it is that of an activist. And that's the work I've been doing. I want you to ask yourself the question, who do you want standing between this administration and your neighbors, your mom's access to healthcare, your Social Security check? And I want them to know that I'm willing to risk a little something, and I've proved it. I've been arrested protesting on Capitol Hill. I've stood side and side with protesters since launching this campaign. And that's the kind of experience we need.
And I think now, the fight is not only within the building of the Congress. It's in social media,
Yeah.
It is in the digital space, and you have quite experience over there. So you're taking this like a step further. Do you think that that's gonna be enough?
Yeah, Democrats lost ground, lost points with young people for the first time in decades in 2024. It's part of why we lost the presidential election. And if you're worried about what's going to happen in 2028, I know I am, then we need to build our bench of leadership right now in this party. The right is running circles around us online. I know people at home probably see some of the things their parents send them and they go, oh my God, this isn't true, please. We need better messengers, people who can convey what is going on in the halls of power to our families, to young people. And our campaign has proven that we can do that. We have amassed 30 million views on our campaign content in the last 30 days alone. Because good storytelling and smart social media strategy. And I want you to imagine what we could do from the House floor. The ways we could bring young people and working class families back into this party and into this movement and inspire them to take action.
I know that Democrats in Congress are not having fun this year. 2025, I know, it's a very charged political climate. How are you thinking about reaching and working with others to actually move something forward?
Yeah, I have no intention of going to Congress and fighting with Democrats. Families like mine who rely on SNAP benefits and Medicaid don't have time for that. I intend to go to Congress and stand up to these MAGA extremists and show Democrats what it looks like to fight back. If you feel frustrated, like your members of Congress aren't doing enough, they're not fighting back hard enough, I want to show them what that looks like. And it comes from that decade of advocacy experience and the urgency of doing everything I can to make my family's life better.
In the best case scenario, if you go to Congress, if you actually move to Washington, what will be your ideal, like where your heart is? It's like what makes you passionate about working over there? What's going to be your priority?
This will make me cry. You know, it was never easy to get into this race. I wasn't born on a path to Congress. When I launched this campaign, I was alone in my bedroom, April 2nd, about 100 days ago, filling out this paperwork. I didn't have a donor list or a legacy last name or advisors to call. I just had the faith that we have to do things differently. And it comes from a personal place. When I was a 16-year-old girl working at a gas station, experiencing homelessness, going toe-to-toe with our Republican senators because they were trying to take away my access to basic reproductive care, I needed a fighter in government. And I have become that person. And I think about how much it would mean to the teenage girls out there right now, your daughter, granddaughter, who have experienced such a difficult loss in 2024, who might feel hopeless and frustrated to see this win. And I think they deserve a win.
What happens if you don't get elected?
Yeah.
What's the plan B?
I have always believed that you shouldn't get into a fight unless you'd be proud, even if you lost. And I have every intention of winning tonight. We have every opportunity to do it. We have raised $1 million, 99% small dollar donors. We surged 25% in the polls. Last month in June, we were only 8% behind Aralita Grijalva. This is a two-person race, and we have every opportunity to win. But let me be clear, the world and our community is better because we were in this race, and not every politician can say that. Every day, moms stop me in the street and ask, will you tell my daughter what you are doing? Teenage girls pull over on the side of the road and ask me to take a photo. People send me hundreds of DMs all across the country and right here in Southern Arizona telling me that because of this race, they're thinking about running for office. That is the impact. We have made it easier for a new generation of working class leaders.
This is a border state, and I think the idea that this country has about Arizona is just a wall and drug dealers and immigration. How are you thinking about changing that perspective from the Congress?
That's exactly why we need better messengers. Because somebody like Donald Trump is a reality TV show host by trade. He is no policymaker. He's a showman. And he's interested in creating a spectacle. He is lying about our borderlands, about our immigrant family, friends, and neighbors. And we are making that clear. We're pointing out his lies. You know, when I was down in San Luis. I was talking with students, and they were telling me what it's like to wake up at 2, 3, 4 in the morning and stand in line at the border to cross just to make it to high school on time. I talked to a young man in Douglas who says he stays there because his father was deported and he wants to be close enough to visit. I talked to families who cross the border every Sunday to go to church together. That is the story of Arizona's 7th Congressional District and our border. And it's what Donald Trump doesn't want you to see, but it's the stories that folks like me are going to carry into the halls of power.
We're only a couple of hours away from the polls closing.
That's right.
Why people should vote for you?
If you have felt left out of politics and told you gotta wait your turn, things just aren't possible right now, there's nothing we can do, while the world is burning, then this campaign is for you. This is an opportunity to send a really clear message that we learned our lessons in 2024 and we are ready to do things differently. We are the only change candidate in this race. And when we win, it is gonna send a loud, clear message to the rest of the country that young, progressive disruptors are winners, and people all across the United States are gonna have people here in Southern Arizona to thank for it.
Perfecto. Pues muchas gracias por tu tiempo.
Sí, gracias.
Gracias.